G'day everybody and welcome back to the Hardball Gets AFL show. This podcast is proudly brought to you by the Mazda BT50 Ute do Ute. Today on the show, it's the 2-minute warning at around 16. If you haven't subscribed to us, wherever you listen to your podcast, please do that. Leave us a rating, leave us a review, tell your mates. All right, get stuck in. This is the Hardball Gets AFL show. My name's Nick Rynne, joined by Xavier Ellis and Ryan Daniels. And Ryan, is that your notes? There's like 3 things on that page that you just wrote.
It was very busy this morning, okay? So
don't you start.
Last week I forgot. I went early.
Nick's always like, Gold Coast, what's the vibe? What's the vibe? Because he hasn't done any research at all. Or he'll just
Where do we think they are?
What about
Do you still smoke a lot of weed?
No, I don't smoke a lot of weed.
Oh, come on. He looks like he does, doesn't he?
I don't.
That's why he shaved his head. He's done a cuzzy. Remember back in the
I
day?
don't want to get hair tested.
You can't be tested.
Yeah, this is right.
Yeah, their hairs have to be over a certain length. We were just talking. You have never seen Indiana Jones?
Nah,
Yeah,
no
what's
interest.
going on? There's 3.
I
there's
couldn't
4
even
of them
tell you-
now.
I-
Almost 5.
Couldn't even really tell you what it's about. Maybe like he goes and fights in the jungle or something.
Give me an idea. What do you
Fights
think the plot?
Nazis in
What
the
is the
jungle,
plot of
basically,
Indiana
yeah.
Jones?
Going to countries and fighting in like, I don't know, the country
He
out
doesn't really fight.
I don't know.
He just fights when he has to.
Yeah, because he's an archaeologist and
Yeah.
he's looking for important pieces of history.
Sounds cool.
And then bad people steal them and he has to get them back.
And
Yeah.
he's like,
Mate, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And his excuse was, I'm from the country, we don't have
Yeah,
waste time
yeah,
watching
please.
movies. As if he's out there like shearing
No,
sheep.
but we were
and,
out-
out there herding cattle.
Right,
And
what
like,
would you do after
on
school?
the land.
School finishes at 3:30. What would you do?
On a typical day, I would come home, probably watch TV,
Yeah.
and then go across the road to the deli.
I reckon I'd kick the footy. This is true. I reckon I would kick the footy for 3 hours.
Yeah, every day.
Yep.
Yeah.
who's your kicker with?
Off
Whoever was
walls, through fences.
Well, that's why you ended up in the AFL.
You and Don Bradman, you were the
No,
one,
but
one
like,
stump.
you don't have anything else to do.
Apparently, there's a Bluey episode coming out, but it's just about Xavier Ellis.
Yeah,
kicking
just
balls
kicking
against
the
them.
ball.
You
Oh,
don't have
Rusty.
anything to do.
Rusty
You don't.
over
You're not
it.
sitting watching TV.
Yeah.
Maybe times have changed a bit now.
Years ago, there was a best time was when I was in Bow Desert. They dumped like this big pile of dirt behind the school.
Yeah.
And you just jump on it on your bike for like 4 hours straight after school till Mum started coming looking for
And
you.
that's why Nick's a BMX rider.
This is right.
There you
That's
go.
why I made it big in the BMX circuit.
Can you do us a favour? At some point in the next 6 months, sit down and
Watching
watch
it, yeah.
just the first 3. You don't need to watch the 4th one. It's the dog's breakfast.
The
Yeah.
5th one's about to come out.
Yeah, but
You know nothing in this world that happens for free, mate. Unless there's an invoice coming. I'm not watching Indiana
I'll
Jones
have to
for
start
anyone.
a podcast about movies so that
Zave's
you can watch
movie,
them.
the movies you've never watched. So we start.
Oh,
with,
you start with all the
No,
Star
start with
Wars, the
Hook.
Star Trek, the bloody...
I've never seen Star Wars. Not even one frame.
The Rings...
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, you can put them in there.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen those.
All that sort of abracadabra stuff's no good. No good.
Harry Potter.
Abracadabra.
No good.
No Potter.
No good.
I've never seen any Harry Potter either.
I had to watch all Harry Potters this year with them because I'd never seen any of them.
And?
I said, mate, I actually enjoy the movies. I just don't like the magic parts. It's like that's the whole fucking movie.
He's a
mate.
wizard.
90% of the movie.
The 4% where they're like in boarding school. I could relate
I
to
remember,
it.
Now,
I
this
could
is
relate
good.
to it.
Like you're with your mates, you're having fun, you're up to a bit of mischief. How good's this? But it's only for 5 or 6 minutes an
Then
episode.
the magic
And then
comes
it's
back
hocus
in.
pocus. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, ride your broom around. Oh, shit, throw a ball. Oh, it's
Someone
good to
talked
see.
about there's like that sport in there. Someone said it might be actually a good sport, but then there's like this
Quidditch.
one rule where if you catch the snitch, it's basically over. So it's like you're playing a game of basketball and then someone comes in and is like, no, guys, someone caught a thing in the car park. They win. So you stop playing. This was all pointless.
Also,
That's
you
it.
can't fly, so that
Can't
you know,
fly.
ruins
Also
the game,
sucks.
really.
Yeah.
We can't fly.
So you know there's a certain type of person, I didn't want to label them, but they like play Quidditch in the parks. They like came up with-
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I knew that.
No, that's a thing.
And what's that? Role Models, the movie. I have seen
Yeah,
that. Where his punishment is he has to hang around
That's right.
kids and he deems them as like losers because they're doing that.
Role playing.
Laughing.
Role play, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then he loves it and they compete
Yeah,
at
he
the
gets
end.
right.
Yeah, I love it.
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd?
Ryan Reynolds?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Someone Stifler. Stifler's in that one. Isn't
Is
it?
it Stifler?
I don't know.
I think so.
Don't know.
One of that,
I
one
don't
of that
know anything about
era.
movies.
It's one of them from that era. You've probably
Hey.
seen all those ones, like Knocked Up and all that. You've seen all those, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Judd Apatow sort of
Yes,
comedy era.
absolutely.
Okay, good.
Oh, Seth Rogen would play
So I
Xavier in
started.
the movie.
I started The Hangover again the other day.
Did you?
Fell asleep 10 minutes in, but it was started.
You know what I'm very excited about? Seth Rogen's doing like a Ninja Turtles remake. He's like helming a Ninja Turtles remake. Really
Nah.
watch the hell out of that.
Nah, leave me out of that.
Ninja Turtles?
Hocus pocus, mate.
What about those like...
Talking turtles.
No.
Rubbish. No garbage. No time for that.
bloody...
Oh, Nick just
Bloody
like,
ooze.
sparks.
Got to milk the cows at 4 a.m.
No, old Nick just sparks up the green shit. Cowabunga.
Oh, you know the catchphrases. Come on.
Oh,
You've watched it. You've watched it.
Donatello.
Yeah, Michelangelo.
Angelo, yeah.
Raphael.
Nah, I don't. But anyway, hey,
classic.
cricket last night. Who watched the cricket?
Yeah, I did.
Bits of it, yeah.
That's the most
you a cricketer?
enjoyable...
Bits and pieces.
Mate, that was as good as you'll ever get.
No, but I just don't have. I honestly don't have the time. By the time I get the kids to bed, I'm so knackered.
It went to midnight.
It
Yeah, I know.
started getting good after the kids went to bed.
Yeah, but then you got to spend some time with your partner, don't you?
Well, M came out and asked to put a movie on.
Yeah.
Quickly packed her up and put it and off you go, back to the bedroom.
You can watch the cricket if you want.
What?
Yeah, I put it on for a couple of overs and then
Oh,
it
you're
was
gonna get
lunch and I
divorced.
changed it. And then she said, you can chuck it back.
Nah, she's moved on, mate.
I know, yeah, clearly.
You're in trouble.
Is that a thing that we give an option?
Yeah, yeah.
There's no option. The cricket was on.
Because it was lunch and we changed to something else. And then I was like, and then I picked up my phone to look at the score. She's like,
Johnny
I'm
Bairstow,
not watching
and
this
I know we're not Don Bradman in here, but would have you
yes.
peeled
mate,
out?
Yeah, out.
Oh yeah,
Stay in your
it's
crease,
out.
mate.
It's out, and also like
Yeah, but
watching the
look
replays.
behind you.
But Carey'd thrown the ball before,
I know.
and so that's just what it is. And looking back on the past of all these blokes, they've all had questionable moments.
Well, Johnny Bairstow, was it Pat Cummins said in the post-game presser, Johnny Bairstow was flinging the pill at Dave Warner's stumps in the first inning.
There you go.
Of the same
You reckon if
test.
he'd got one, he would have been all over it.
Yeah.
Poor performance from the men in the very
the
rich English
hoity-toity.
gentlemen. Oh,
The Melbourne
jeez.
I didn't
graduates.
mind that.
You liked it?
I didn't mind it,
I
to
liked
be
the
honest.
look of it.
Yeah, unless there was like nothing homophobic, racist.
Yeah, as
If-
long as they didn't overstep the
If
mark.
they're just
on
saying
it,
you're
yeah.
cheats,
Yeah.
I mean, we took half of Bunnings out onto a cricket field one day and sanded the shit out of the ball.
They're not wrong.
I don't care about the old. If they're just saying cheats,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, move on. Give it back to him. Tell him he's useless and he's near death
Yeah.
or whatever. You know, you've probably got 4 years left.
It's
Settle
been a
down.
bloody good series.
Squirt him in the face with a water bottle on the way through. I don't care, but
Yeah,
I
that
don't
would've
think we
been
need. I don't think we need official complaints for someone yelling out you're a cheat.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I
That's
reckon it's game on, and I know the Lords is the
Yeah.
wankers of the largest collections of wanks.
basically like the people you went to school
Correct.
with and yourself.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're in
Melbourne
there.
grammar.
Yeah.
And we're yelling cheats, cheats.
There would have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
there would have been at
stripy
least
ties.
one Melbourne grammar person in that
Surely,
room.
surely.
I guarantee they would have gone over and they would have had known someone else who's really rich. And
So
they
if
would
you have
got
the
in room.
MCC in Melbourne
Yeah.
and MCC obviously different at
Yeah.
Lords,
Yeah.
are they reciprocal?
Well, I don't know,
Just
you
go
would
over
know.
and see how you go.
You would
See
know.
how you go with the card.
Why don't you
Well,
find
I've got
out?
permission to go to the Ashes next time.
Oh,
Anyway.
off you go.
So I'm
Take your
laughing.
MCC membership.
And I'm going to Royal Ascot next year. Bang, that's already locked in.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
Big year for
locked.
Zave.
And
Locked.
if worst case scenario, just do it on grand final day. Just look like you're meant to be there. And
Yeah,
totally confident.
before you know it, I'm out in the middle having a bat.
All right, big weekend of footy. Let's get straight into it. We're going top down the ladder, starting with Collingwood. It's another Nick Dacos masterclass. 36 disposals, 1 goals, 2, 10 tackles, 7 clearances, 10 score involvements. Poor showing by the Suns, clearly, but his season. So there was a bit of maybe I don't know if it was a lull. He's probably still getting 30s, but maybe a mid-season kind of lull. And now he's just bounced back.
It's
with the
$2.75 for the Brownlow.
The contested
Should he be
stuff,
$1.40?
I don't know. It just depends what the umpires are doing.
No,
Like
obviously,
halfbacks
'cause
and
they
blokes.
vote.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter what
And we
do.
can't tell because that bloke's not there anymore. We got no insight.
He got suspended
heavy.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So the
Powell,
favourites
I think
are what you've got. Dacos at the top.
Dacos $2.75,
Okay.
Butters $5, Bont $6, Toronto $7.
Petrarca $6.50.
Am I close to being
Dawson
right there?
$10. Yeah, you're bang on almost. Yeah.
There's one I'm going to talk about later, so don't go too deep.
So I was just wondering, what are the if you had to pick the qualities that make him the footballer he is? So he's clearly
I didn't
blessed with
realise
talent.
how good a runner he was.
His gut running and his work rate.
He's
huge.
light,
Yeah.
so he can fly around, and he's fit, and so he can run all day.
And
he
they've-
wants it. It's a weird intangible. But
Remember he was
he's a
cutting off Scott
competitor.
Pendlebury in like his first game. Like Pendle's had it, and he just flew in front of him and said, "No, I'll kick it, mate. Give it to me." He's just desperate to get the footy. Like,
And they're winning a lot of games. So there's going to be a lot of 3s, 2s, and 1s going to Collingwood. And he's going to,
He's
it's
gonna
pretty
get
hard
them.
to keep him out of the top 3.
the
you know
only
what I
thing
mean?
is
Like-
they've had close games again, Collingwood.
Yeah, they have had a few.
So there
Yeah.
might be 5 games where there might be a 2 going.
Yeah,
through.
that's
a
true.
Jordan,
Someone
a
else,
Jordan
yeah.
Dawson last week,
Last
or
week a
whatever
3.
it was.
If he doesn't get a 3 last week, come on, please.
Well, him and Dacos both, they split the coaches' votes, didn't they? They're both got
They're
9.
not sure.
I think
But,
so.
I think Dawson was.
So I'm going to back myself who half watched that game over coaches and umpires.
And I
who
still
watched the
don't
full
reckon
thing
you
and
watched half of it.
I did last week. No,
He
that
was
was
stoned the whole time too.
Yeah.
Just looking for the bag of Doritos.
Oh, my man, Texie Walker.
I just wanted to sort of drill down on why he is the player that he is.
No, he's running. I didn't realise how good a runner he was.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, isn't
Yeah.
it? Is that if you can get your fitness to that level, and it's a mental thing to just keep going and backing up.
Like Isaac
contest
Smith,
after
for
contest.
example, his skill level's not better than everyone else's.
His run.
His run is incredible. So he just gets away from everyone. Like, if I could pick one attribute, be injury-free and be able to run all day.
All right, my question before we move on. Are we going to move on? You're about to hit the siren, aren't you, Michaela? Oh, hit it.
Great insight there.
Let's extend
Good call.
it. Let's extend it. Okay.
Mate, I told you I've got to be out of here at a certain time today.
Okay.
Well, now I'm skipping next.
So let's. he's the favourite for the Brownlow. Let's say he wins it. Are you happy with that result? Is he?
Yeah.
But
I
is
think the
he,
haters have got to disappear.
is he the best player in the AFL?
Yeah, but Brownlow doesn't
Wait,
mean
Ollie
that.
No,
Hines
but
won
who
the
is the
Brownlow.
best player in the AFL
Who's the best player? That's a better question.
Who's the best player?
right now?
I'd be hard pressed to pick anyone over Jordan Dawson.
I know,
was about to
right?
say the same, yeah.
I
Why
was
is
thinking
this
the
happening?
same thing.
How did
What
this
a
happen?
world!
Someone was saying the other day, we're talking about Jordan Dawson. I said someone needs to audit too how he goes against the good teams.
Because
Yeah,
he
really
Goes,
well.
he goes a level up.
Yeah, I feel like that's right.
So, and I don't know. I need to do a bit of research on how he goes against top 4, top 8 sides. But apparently he does go up a rung.
He is the guy right now.
Is he an
That's
Australian
insane.
captain?
Well, he's a
Well,
captain.
every chance.
Toby Green's the other one who's had a really good year and he's a captain. So maybe the hype might get
Who
Toby
would you have
across
best
the line.
player?
I mean
Jordan Dawson's
Petrarca's had a really good year again.
Nah, he's not. Nah.
There's
Leave
no
me out of it. He
player.
can't win without Clary.
Butters and Rosie are a combo.
Nah, they're nowhere near it.
And then you think about, I was trying to think of a forward. Kerno's the closest, but he's not like.
Nah,
it's our man.
Darcy Moore down back.
Our man is the best player in the
Jordan
He could
AFL.
be. He could be.
Michael Jordan
way.
Dawson.
He could be.
Port Adelaide.
If I was to say, champion data, they do their scoring system, points. What would be a good score? Over 100 is a good score in champion data?
Yeah, 100 is a good game, yeah.
Which Port Adelaide player in 9 games has scored over 110 champion data
Is
points?
he going to be someone that we're not
in
expecting?
9
right?
games out of
9 out of the season. So,
Well, I'd say Butters would have.
65% of the
Rosie
season.
would have.
Over
But
110.
there's a random one that you're bringing up here,
Yep.
I'm assuming.
There's a random one.
Like a Lear.
I'm going to guess like Finlayson.
Nah. It's Dan Houston.
Ah.
Dan Houston
Sneaky
is
good
having
year.
he's all Australian. A absolute lock. Put the jacket around him. It was just fitting and kick the goal after
How
siren
did you
weekend.
like the Ken smirk as soon as he marked it? It was lining up for goal.
Well, I
Sitting
just
on the
love
sideline with a big
the.
smirk.
I love.
it.
Well, that's also a club in a good position.
Yeah.
like win or lose, whatever. We've given it a crack. We're away from home at the MCG. We had an opportunity to win. If we lose, we lose. We haven't been smashed.
Yeah.
In the wet. Houston to take the mark. And just go, no, I'll kick this thing.
Yeah.
And go back and slot it. It was an incredible
Heavy
finish.
ball. Don't worry
but
about it.
Dan Houston, I just wanted to point out, 9 games over 110 champion data points. And there's a couple
Wow.
in there over 140. Like
Was
there's,
he
there's
all
5 or
this-
6 over 140.
Was he All Australian last year or squad?
No,
Nah.
maybe squad. He's definitely been in the squad before. All right, they've won 12. Is it 12 in a row?
Yeah.
12 in a row.
Yeah.
Right, now their next run, they got Gold Coast this week at Adelaide Oval,
Give him that.
Carlton at Marvel.
Give him that.
Oh, Collingwood Port Adelaide,
Oh.
round 19 at Adelaide Oval. Whew.
Wowee, grand final
Then the
preview.
showdown. So they got some tough games coming up. They need to drop one before the finals, though, right? We don't.
No, I don't believe in that.
You don't want to
Win
go
out.
20. They'll have to win 20 in a row to go
Great.
into the finals.
They won't win out.
They won't win
but-
20 in a row.
I mean, they nearly lost to Essendon.
They got
so-
tough games coming up. I mean, the showdown.
The showdown.
And
Give him the
ties.
showdown. Anything could happen.
I hope
sort
they're
of game.
undefeated going into that Collingwood game.
I was looking at the
I really
showdown.
hope.
I was looking at Adelaide this morning for doing my team of the week, and Isaac Rankin went in. And I was like, they are sneaky top 4.
Yeah, they could
We've
be.
They
said
are
this,
top
haven't we?
4.
We've said this.
Mate, imagine, yeah, we did. And
Yeah. And then they went, no good.
and then old idiot, you blokes Adelaide.
I'm on
But
the
then,
train.
Yeah, you're
didn't
on
we,
there.
we
I've
somehow
jumped
thought
on.
they were they had an easy draw, and then we looked at
Yeah,
it
it
the
was
next
like
week, and
they
I'm
got,
like, what?
they got 7 teams above them.
Brisbane.
Brisbane Lions, thanks for tuning in to 15 seconds of my time.
Why are you a Brisbane hater?
No, I just didn't prepare
Why do you hate
anything.
Brisbane?
Now, Kitty Coleman had another good game. And my first thought whenever I see Kitty Coleman play well, and I know they're not the same type of player, but it feels like it's 2 different styles that Brisbane can play. Daniel Rich is out of that side.
Yeah.
do we see Daniel Rich back in the side
No.
at any point?
No.
I think you might be
he's
right.
He's off the pace now, and he looks old.
Yeah.
It's got Nathan Jones vibes. Do you remember how
Yeah.
Jones carried Melbourne through a whole bunch of crap?
Yeah.
Right, and then by the time they got to the point where they were an excellent team, they won the flag. He literally couldn't go. Like, he just could not get into that team as much as they wanted to play him. And I have a feeling like Brisbane have been good the last 4 or 5 years, but Rich has been there through some dark times too. If anyone deserves a flag in the Brisbane list, it's probably Daniel Rich.
Throw him on as a sub in the grand final.
Oh, I feel for him because it's
be
going
a
to be
bad
hard.
one.
Yeah, just chuck him there.
Just give him the footy to kick at 60 every time.
Yeah, I feel for him because he's in a tough spot. And I know he sacrificed himself to some degree. I'm
He's
sure
been
it was
pretty
a
well paid,
conversation.
I think.
Yeah, he's had good compensation, but
Yeah.
you'd love to see him get one. If Brisbane are going to win it, it's a sentimental one, I reckon.
Okay, I'm not overly fussed, but I mean, if he's in, he's in. I like Coleman. There's one I was looking at. So Lockie Neal, Brownlow was talking about.
Yeah.
He's had five. He's
12
had
to 1?
Yeah, he's had 5 games this year where he's had over 30 and 10 clearances in wins. So in
There's
wins,
15
Very
votes.
much under the radar.
5 over 30 and 10 clearances, 5 games. So there's 15 votes.
And we know he polls. He's a poller.
The votes at the moment, like the last. I'd be interested to go back and see it, but like they're getting higher and higher.
Higher and higher, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, you got to get 30s to win now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
remember the year with, I think, Kerr and Cousins were like 20 and 21 votes.
Yeah.
Like that, you could win with 22 votes.
That's the halfway mark these
yeah.
days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's nuts.
I wonder what year that started. Was it the Ablett sort of era?
I feel like it was the Ablett, even late Judd and Swan sort
Could
of.
it be when the Giants came in and
More games?
Suns? Well, but like also they weren't winning, so every
So
team
you
was
were
getting an extra 6
threes.
votes.
Yeah, could be.
What do you think about that theory?
That's not a bad theory.
That's quick
theory.
thinking.
There's no substance to it, but it's.
Melbourne.
Yeah,
So
just go with it.
you mentioned it before with Melbourne. Is it no? I mean, they obviously butchered it. It's 5 goals, 15. It's not going to win
Yeah.
a game of football. But is it no Clary, no Melbourne? Is he that 10%?
Zave's going to tee off here.
I know. He's a
He
big
wanted
fan.
Melbourne. You should have seen him yesterday. He's frothing over this because he's been on the whole. They need to drop Grundy. They need to change their forward line mix.
Well, let's be honest.
here we go.
What do we do with Grundy?
I know it doesn't work. It
Yeah,
doesn't
That
work
does not work.
At all.
No, because they're
And now
marginalising each other.
Now Gawn's a B grader.
Yeah, exactly. So you've had an A grade ruckman and then say a B because Grundy was probably a B by the time he left
Both
Collingwood.
were A pluses, yeah.
Yeah, and now you've removed the A and he's come down to being a sort of a C plus B minus
Yeah.
and Gawn. And Grundy isn't even registering. Like he's had no impact this season from a positive.
He's had no impact for a couple of seasons.
Yeah,
So-
it's a mistake.
Melbourne have gone 45 points, 63 points, 66 points, 61 points, 72 points, 76 points. Is
that right?
That's it. They can't kick scores.
So when Clary's playing, the quality in the midfield is overwhelming, and they win games. When you remove him. And you can't get the quality inside delivery.
They can't
You know,
capitalise on
they
the
can't
opportunities
because
they
there's
get.
not as many opportunities as
And-
there is,
and
and
the
they're
one-
not good enough to capitalise on the ones that are there.
The one game they won was over Collingwood by 4 points on King's
remarkable.
birthday. Otherwise, they would be 1-5 without Clary.
Wow.
They are in that pack, right? There's the 3 at the top, and then there's the rest. And was the 4
Where do
for
you
a
put
while.
Melbourne on in that pack? No.
No. The 3's Collingwood put Adelaide Brisbane.
So he played well in the 2s for Melbourne.
Who's that?
Well, his son.
Oh, Taj Woden.
He had 30 and kicked 3.
He's been thereabouts
Yeah,
the
been
last
nudging
few
it a
weeks.
few times.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that's
been in the
good.
emergencies.
Jordan
a
had
few times.
41, but I mean, that's not saving
that's the same
the team,
same.
is it? Yeah. No, I'm thinking
That's
Melbourne.
good. I was looking for cheapie in fantasy this week. St Kilda.
St Kilda yesterday, what do you make of it?
Yuck.
I want to ask, where does Jack Sinclair sit as a midfielder in the competition? Is he an A-grader?
As a midfielder?
Is he an A-grader? Swing the game yesterday. He's played mid consistently the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Starting back yesterday was strange because he hasn't been doing that.
No, he's a better halfback than he is a midfielder, right?
Disagree.
He was very
better-
good.
better in the
Disagree.
midfield?
Second half yesterday, he won him the game, basically. They were going to lose that game.
He's got the speed. He's clean. He's tough. Kicks it well.
Point of
Except for
difference.
yesterday when we said he kicks it well and then shanked the shit out of it twice.
I reckon he 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
he got us yesterday. We kept pumping his
I
tyres up.
think he's nearly in that A-grade category. He could be
reckon?
the next Jordan Dawson. Not like from the back line into the mid.
He just has to grow about 10
No,
centimetres.
Jordan Dawson's now not only
He's a
the best
benchmark.
player, but it's
Yeah.
also he could be the next Jordan.
No, like-
that's where our man's got to.
from the back line, cut your teeth down there, and then
Yeah.
come into the midfield and go, oh, he's our best player.
Yeah.
He is their best player.
He is their best player.
By miles.
Oh, he's the best player.
By
yeah.
miles.
And has been for 18 months.
There's not much joy or fun at St Kilda.
No.
Nah.
Sorry to the St Kilda fans. There just isn't.
I think we've been saying this for a couple of weeks. Like, yeah, they're probably going to make finals. I'm probably going to get a carton of beer from Nick. But it's like,
Oh, did we ever find that audio?
yes, we
Yeah.
did. And we ran it in the podcast.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks
And you
for
owe us
listening.
both.
You owe us
No.
both. You will. You owe us both a carton. You
I
clearly
drink
stated.
I drink cans these days too.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'll take cans, single
block.
fin cans. I'm happy with that.
Emu export.
Yeah.
Emu export's expensive
Gross.
these days.
No, leave me alone.
Used to be $30
So
for 30 cans.
they run home.
Hipsters like Nick like drinking it now.
So St Kilda's run home.
I go to no alcohol, the Garage Project.
Yeah, no alcohol.
No,
he doesn't need it. He doesn't
Hey,
need alcohol.
their run home. They got a tough one this week against the D's. We just said against shit anyway. The Suns, North, Hawthorn, Carlton, Richmond, Geelong, and Brisbane. So the
Based
last
on that,
two.
Where
you
are
think
they
they
down
make the
now?
8. Yeah. They make it. Yeah, for sure.
And they're a game and a bit ahead of ninth.
Geelong?
Western Bulldogs.
Oh, wow. They
Hey,
jumped
you jumped
Geelong.
to-
There you
Geelong's
go.
ninth.
Jeez, I didn't see that coming.
There's 3 more teams before we get to Geelong.
Wow. Really? Well, I just had it in order of what I'd written it
What
down.
are you doing, mate? Western
I don't know
Bulldogs.
what I'd be doing. Jamara Ugle-Hagen. Are we convinced now
Yeah.
that the kid's going to be a star?
Yeah.
Because I think we are.
It's almost getting to this stage where get out of the way, Norton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just about.
And Lob and every other tool.
Lob can get right out of the
Yeah.
way.
There it is. 16
The
weeks in
one-
a row.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
managed to get Rory Lobb in there and smash him around.
No, but
Yeah,
Lobby
it's-
right out.
Yeah.
Jamara, no, and he's tall. Like when he's got those arms up,
Hard to get past.
it is tough to spoil.
It's like it when he goes up, and the arms go, it's like it's happening in slow motion.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to watch. Like I can't even compare it to anything. Like does that remind you of
Who's,
any?
could be a bit like a king when they get those arms.
Yeah, I
right
guess
up.
so, yeah. But he's not
Yeah.
as tall as them, is he? He's got the wingspan.
I think he low key is.
Oh, right. He's massive. He glides. It's beautiful. It is
Smooth.
really beautiful.
If he fixes up a little bit of that set shot stuff, he'll be unbelievable.
He's 197.
So Kings,
Yeah, right.
Kings is like 200, I think.
Yeah. the Kings would be
so
too.
an inch shorter, but still
But he might have the
197 is
wingspan
big.
on him.
No, I think he's going to be a big star. Like I think we're talking like in a couple of years he'll be kicking 60s and he'll be in the conversation as one of the 5 best
Yeah,
players.
they've got to retool like their setup a little bit, right? Because they're still like they're just clogging
If he comes
themselves
to
up a lot.
life, why wouldn't you move Norton back?
Or yeah,
Yeah,
or-
Because you've
push him
got Darcy.
further out of the
ground. Absolutely
Because
could.
you've got Darcy,
Yeah.
who's a number 2 draft pick, who's
Yep.
going to come in at some stage and
yeah,
do something.
Yeah.
But Norton still kicks close to 50 goals.
No, Norton's great, but I think Jamara.
Yeah,
Norton's 1A at the
Jamara will be the
moment,
one.
but the ships are getting. They're almost going to go past each other. I think.
I reckon
in 12 months. I
I was
Norton
going to
just
say
pushes
12
further up
months
the
for
ground, I
sure.
think.
12
Yeah.
months for sure.
But I don't think you send him back. You just push him further up the ground, right?
And what play Darcy back?
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
feels like Ugle-Hagen is at his best when he's got so much space in that 50.
I was
To
watching
lead
the
to
game.
whatever he wants.
Watching the game with Fremantle Nuffies on the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamara, get on him. Oh, not Jamara. Like you can just see it from miles away. This tall fella just like moving gracefully over the turf.
can we
Yeah, you
also-
can see it very clearly when you're not on the ground
Yeah.
trying to mark him.
Can we also make it a thing now that we just call him Jamara?
Well, I think people do because they don't want to butcher his hyphen.
Well, it's the hyphens.
Ugle-Hagen.
I don't like the hyphens. Too much to say.
Ugle-Hagen.
Yeah,
Jamara. Plus, it's cool if you just have
It's a cool
one
name. Yeah, Beyonce.
Yeah.
Adelaide.
Yeah, buddy.
So there's a bloke, he played a lot of games last year, but he's certainly
Can
become...
I guess who you're talking about? Mitch
Oh,
Hinch.
was that
Hinge.
Rankin?
Mitch Hinge. No,
Mitch
no,
Hinge.
I
Oh,
didn't
yeah, Mitch
played
Hinge.
I couldn't. I'll get in Isaac later. No, he came from sort of... It seems like he's
Came
made
from-
a
came from
significant
Brisbane.
leap. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I went back. I was like,
Yeah.
who is Mitch Hinge? Because he's 24, 25.
Yeah, I think it's 25, yeah.
So it shows one thing is the value of holding on to some of those guys and developing them and that they'll come good. If you believe...
So
they
it
obviously
was
believed
rookie.
him for a long
It
time.
was an Adelaide boy, rookie
picked
to Brisbane.
played like no games in 3 years.
Then he
And
played
then
3 games or something.
Three
Yeah.
games. Then Brisbane offered him 1 year. Adelaide offered him 2. So he asked Brisbane to delist him, went to Adelaide. And still then, had 1 year sort of nowhere
Yeah.
and then played a lot last year. And then it's just broken out this year.
Who do you think took the most intercept marks on the weekend?
Is it Mitch
Mitch
Hinge?
Hinge.
Yeah, he had 26
7.
touches.
Wow.
10 marks
Yeah.
overall.
7 of them intercepted.
Yeah.
One
He's,
thing I think we're learning pretty clearly is that, particularly with key defenders or even medium-sized defenders,
You can find them.
you can find them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find guys who just give effort,
Yeah.
and that's half the battle.
Well,
Or three-quarters of the battle.
Murphy at Collingwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go every good
Holds down a
team.
spot there in the best
every
team, no
good
worries.
team has a bunch of guys who are either scrap heap guys or late draft picks or
Yeah.
rookie lists or
Fill the gap.
trades from another team for some 4th round draft pick that they didn't want.
Was it the Collingwood list last week I went through.
Yeah.
And they'd all come from other
Well, this
clubs,
is, I think-
rookies and mid.
Yeah.
What about John Noble, mid-season, 30 on the weekend?
Yeah.
If we take a step back and look like the off the field, it's hard to argue against sort of Collingwood and Adelaide as two of the best list management teams.
So
going
you'd
around with
love
what
to
they've
support.
constructed currently.
Shout out to my mate Fraser McGuinness, who's on the
The Adelaide recruiter, isn't he?
recruiting
Is he
side of
really?
Adelaide. Yeah.
Sharp
So he doesn't
operator.
work for West Coast?
No, he's Adelaide.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Good for him. Big phrase.
In fairness to him, before I move on, Fraser, he turns up and watches so much Colts football and
Yeah,
league
good.
football. Like, he does it properly. It's
Yeah,
bloody-
and if you can't get to the game, you can see it all streamer.com.
It's streamer.com,
Yeah,
absolutely,
right.
but he sees it in person.
Yeah.
The other day we were playing golf. He left on the 5th hole because he wanted to watch the start of a game live
Really?
to see where the person moved or whatever.
Those guys,
Yeah.
they have to live and breathe it.
Oh, yeah.
If you start just making calls when you're guessing, you're past it. And I reckon you'd lose energy. So he's obviously still got the energy for it. That's great. He's a young man.
Well, I was going to just talk about Zach Merritt, but anyway.
Oh, now you can go with Geelong.
Oh, I can do Geelong now?
Yeah. Eager Beaver over here.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be tough, Dave. Tom Hawkins, are you starting to get concerned that it's time, or you think it's okay? I don't know. I just feel like he's having far less of an impact than he was 12 months ago.
He was All-Australian captain last year.
Yeah,
Dick.
correct. Yeah, but I've just said
Was
that.
he captain?
12
For the
months ago.
Australian side?
12 months ago. Is he still... Should he be going on next year? Is probably the question.
Should he be going on next
How many has
year?
he kicked
Yeah,
this year?
he's looking it up now.
He's
Yeah. Go on.
kicked 37.
Yeah, he's going on next year.
Yeah.
He's going to kick 55.
Yeah, but have you watched the games?
No, the King boys kick 55
No, no.
and we're passionate
Are
in
you-
the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you, Kingy.
I've never said that
We just spoke about Jamara for 3 minutes.
Yeah, he's-
How many's Jamara kicked?
I'm just
if he's
saying.
kicked 20,
You've
I'd
never
be
said you're going to
surprised.
pash a King boy in the corner.
Have you
never said
been
that.
watching the games, though?
Yes, I have.
And the eye test, does it pass? That
Yes,
was
it does, mate. He kicked 8 on bloody one bloke the other day.
correct? Out of the 37, 8 of them came in one day.
Mate, he's going
Against
2 goals a
Thatcher.
game.
Well, if you're
Plus,
winding him up
but-
at Geelong, Dave, can you get on the phone and just get him to move to Perth for a couple of years? Team
Fremantle,
confuse
man.
him.
We
something.
just spoke
we go.
about Jamara
How many has he
Ugle-Hagan.
kicked?
His
21?
potential.
He has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games with 1 goal or 0.
It's potential
10.
based. These are different conversations. There's one guy who's played 100 years of footy, and another guy is
and it's
Tom
still-
Hawkins has the
it's
potential to kick 50 next year as well.
He's going to, yeah.
All right, so
What are you talking
clearly the
about?
question
This is a
has
bloke
been
who's got no
answered.
preparation done.
Yeah.
What are you
End
doing?
Tom Hawkins'
I'm
career.
watching Geelong games these days.
Okay,
going,
this can be an edit
"Geez,
point if
Tom
you like.
Hawkins is just.
He was best on ground 2 weeks ago when he came over against Freo.
I'm not sure he should play on next year. I think he should be just hanging him up.
Are you kind of regretting we went down that path now?
Yeah.
100%.
That's the only time you do that. Next one, I punch you. Okay. That's it.
I probably deserve it for that
If
one.
he's played 22 games and kicked 3 goals, we're still not finishing him up on this podcast. And he's still the best ruckman in the comp too.
Yeah, that was a very Nick
Sometimes
moment for
you
me.
notice, yeah.
That was a
After
very
20
Nick moment.
seconds, you notice that sometimes the take's just completely
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know,
Just
you
say,
can't-
Nick,
hard
This
to
is what
defend
happens
it.
when you're not prepared.
Oh, Nick, you nicked it. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
I've nicked that.
GWS, look, here's one where I watched 10 minutes of it and I went, I'm not watching the rest. I'm not watching this. I've got better things to do with my time. That was a shocker of a game. In the wet at Traeger Park, everybody kicking behinds. But I don't know. It's GWS survived, but it's still not telling me a lot about them, like Melbourne 5-15.
I think it's telling us a lot about
Same.
You think
We
so?
are
What,
so
they
u-
dig in?
This
They
is the
dig
worst
in.
take of the day.
Nick.
Nick.
No.
This is
No, we're not going there. The question going forward is, so there's enough of the core. We've talked a few times about we don't know what, like if they're ready to compete, if they're rebuilding or whatever they're doing. That folds into the question about the off-season because at the moment they have 2 top 10 picks, and if West Coast wanted to split one, GWS have the best hand.
Yeah, the
They'd
Giants-
probably throw in
They're
another
the obvious
one.
trade partner.
Do they do it,
Yeah.
or do they get the 2?
Well, you're saying should they do the
Should
trade?
they
for
do the
pick
trade?
one?
Should they put them up for pick 1?
No, I wrote about this on the weekend. I think West Coast should hold that pick regardless. I think they just need to. They need to get Harley Reid. They need to get the blue chip, and you can
I
trade
say
it later.
dice it. I say split
Split
it.
it.
5,
If you can
6,
get it,
5,
you-
6 and a future first.
Yeah, so give
I'm
us your
saying
future
split it.
first, and then I'm taking it.
I'm just picturing a photo on the first day next year. You've got
Heaps of kids.
3 first rounders in the year after. So in 2 years' time or 3 years' time, there should be 10 first rounders.
Yep.
having a photo at the front of Lath Lane where they're all going to ping hamstrings. And here we are. This is our journey. I just want more. There's no correlation between winning premierships.
Harley Reid on a Harley, back page.
With a Brownlow, but not a premiership medal.
Well, maybe both. You never know.
Well, they don't win premierships.
Do you think the club's going to organise that picture for them?
They do sometimes when they're elite.
In 25 years, two have.
Yeah, and they're elite. So who
Tom
knows?
Boyd wasn't elite.
Harley could be the next
Tom Boyd wasn't elite.
Sorry,
he got lucky when he left.
True.
Yeah, and Nick Dacre. Well,
but if you go back, there are number one draft
number
picks
one.
that could have won flags.
They didn't, though.
Nick Revolt was.
But they didn't.
Brendan Goddard was in that.
It's not a rule, though.
If your mum was your auntie and your auntie was your dad, you wouldn't be here.
It's not like he'll never win a flag because he's a number one pick.
Did you know, honestly,
That's an interesting take on that saying.
If 400 players were injured in 2008, I probably could have won the Brown.
It's not the same thing.
Probably could have, mate.
It's not the same thing.
I'm saying split it.
Potential.
Yeah. Imagine me and Nick down there. We got our own cameras down there for streamer. Look at the 10 first rounders. Bang. We're streaming it live.
Streaming the press conference?
The press conference, yeah.
All 10 first rounders sitting there.
Yeah.
Take them on a boat trip.
Saying, I'm just going to play my role.
Yeah.
Harley's won 3 Brownlows in 3
just earn
years.
some respect.
That's all right, but they're still
The
sitting
boys.
second last.
Fremantle.
We probably need to discuss Fife, don't we? 2 more years on the table. Kane Corns' tweet was funny that popped up. Lucky Freo signed him for 2 more. I heard there was 4 years on the table elsewhere. Obviously not. I don't know. Fife needs a discussion. Highest disposals this year is 20. I thought the free kick count was interesting. He's had 4 free kicks for, 13 against.
Wow.
Fife, and he kicks it like shit. So where's Fife? What are we doing? Fremantle supporters were quite aggrieved at the Scarborough Sporty on the weekend.
Yeah.
They were riding it.
I would say
they
that-
weren't disappointed when he was subbed out.
I would say it was reactionary on the weekend in terms of, like, he's been okay.
He's had one game. His highest is 20 disposals. It's happened once.
Yeah, he's been.
But it depends what
It's
the
not about
contract is,
disposals
right?
for him, though, isn't it? It's about presence.
has been.
Well, yeah, in the past, but that's not what he is now.
What do you think his
He's
contract's worth?
He's not Nat Fife
What's
anymore.
it worth?
Low money, like it'd be under 4.
Under 4.
Yeah, under 400.
Oh, right. Well, that's a different spin
Yeah,
on
two
that.
then you
years,
leave them,
800 total.
And you don't
probably
want
less
to
than
cut.
that.
They're so young. You don't want to cut everyone off.
No, I'll cop that.
And there were offers from other clubs. So the reason it got to 2 years is because other clubs are offering 2 years.
Yeah.
So he basically went to Fremantle.
What do
and
they do with
said,
Fife, though, now?
What do they do with him?
Does he just
well,
get
he's
on
got
ice?
they've scanned the foot yesterday.
They ice it now?
I'd like to see what the result is. We'll find out today.
Okay, if the
Well,
results...
was that exclusive
if the,
on Channel
if, the,
7?
if the result's fine, does he play this week?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
As what?
No, you can either start him as the sub or you play him as a
Well, I think it's the
midfielder.
same
He
thing. You
starts
throw him.
forward.
It's kind of midfield. The forward stuff doesn't work.
No.
Clearly.
But he was
He's
getting
looked at his
moved around
best
the
when he's in the
midfield.
middle, but the
Yeah.
problem with the middle is obviously that's what's causing the stress in the foot, I'm guessing, because it's putting a lot of work
Doctor.
into it.
I don't
Dr.
know,
Ryan over here.
regardless, running around.
Doesn't matter
like
where
Planner.
you are.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's-
You got to snap, right? Can you snap it?
You can
Oh, yeah,
snap
Robert
it.
Harvey snapped it,
Chance
didn't he?
Bateman snapped his. Running to a game. I think something like, forgot something.
And
ran
then
up
it's
his stairs.
fine after you snap it, right?
Sore for a week and then gone.
I don't think you can figure out how to snap it.
Robert Harvey jumped off the massage table.
That was
it
it,
makes
yeah.
me feel sick thinking about it.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast is me. I have nothing prepared. Anything you want to talk about?
No, they were horrible.
Gold Coast.
We can't tell in one way.
I've got nothing for him.
Me neither. This is where I'm at with them, though. Like,
Oh,
this
no,
is
I've got
I
one
actually
point.
thought about these guys for 15 minutes and couldn't come up with anything.
I've got a point. Gold Coast should be playing in front of a sold-out crowd every week.
Because it's only 16,000 tickets or whatever.
Yeah, but there should be 13,000
freebies.
Collingwood supporters went up on the weekend.
Yeah.
Sunshine, weekend at the Gold Coast.
Sell the
They
packages.
opposition clubs should start packaging up an experience.
Go to
Weekend on the-
Dreamworld.
Whatever.
Movie World.
Throw in your tickets.
$3
whatever
Super
you
Pass.
want. Take
And
the
your
kids
team will
up.
probably win.
Don't you reckon? Like, that's a good weekend away.
Yeah.
There's
It is
no
actually.
reason why that shouldn't be full. And if your Gold Coast Suns are only getting 3,000, fine, that's cool. We'll bring 13 of our own. Get the planes going up there
Yeah, it's a
and
good
turn
point.
it into an away game, a home game.
Yeah, because if you're going to do a road trip, I mean, that's where you
Gold
go,
Coast,
right?
well, I watched on the weekend. The sun was out.
Yep.
The stadium looks
Except
nice. It's a small boutique.
Pissing down a lot of winter anyway.
Oh, get
and
over
summer.
it, mate. Stop raining on my parade.
Sorry.
Anyway, that was my idea.
The
on the weekend.
stadium itself, you would have been out to
Oh, I
Metricon.
hate getting it's
It's a pain in the
difficult
ass
to get out
to.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not where you want it to be.
No.
You've needed to be as close to sort of that Surfers Paradise.
You also
Broadbeach
need
sort of
like
stretch,
a
but it's,
train station right there or something. There's none of that.
Yeah, it's a real.
You got to
It's,
get a shuttle bus from the train
yeah.
station.
When we were there, the hub going out to Metricon, I was like, fuck, we got to get to Metricon, and it was only a 20-minute drive.
Game
but
day,
it
once you
it
get
felt
there,
like a 3-hour drive.
Game day experience is really good, but you got to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah. Don't get a bus. It's a 3-can trip. Bang. You walk in hot.
It's too tight to. You packed in like where the
No,
kids
you're
to the sun.
VIP busing. You're
Oh,
not doing
right.
you're not doing the community stuff.
Oh, you get a
I'm
party
part of the
bus.
bloody government stuff. No,
Melbourne Grammar.
Squids.
Is there a yacht club nearby?
They're the local bus is one stage back from the bloody local peep show room. Yuck.
Sydney, Robbie Fox ran into the open goal.
Yeah, and they all
Ran into
butchered
the
it, though.
post. They did. That
Like-
one was particularly jarring.
I was at the Claremont Hotel, and every time I looked up, the ball was just going everywhere, like
Yeah.
just spraying everywhere. I think that they've shot themselves in the foot all season, and
Yeah.
it's kind of fitting that they keep shooting themselves in the
And
foot.
it's going to be that. It's just going. I'm pretty confident it's just going to be a down season. Like you go through the list of the young blokes. It's
crazy they've gone backwards, though.
Warner, Sheldrick, Blakey, Campbell, McDonald. But sometimes that
Crazy
happens
they've
with
gone
those
backwards.
kids. Like 18,
But they're not
19,
18.
build.
So hold
Chadwell's
on.
22.
No, all of those. Yeah, you're saying all of those kids have gone backwards?
No, I'm saying that's why I'm confident they're
Oh,
bouncing
right.
next
Here
year.
is
Yeah.
who's gone forwards?
Yeah, but they
Errol.
probably
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
of
Errol
course.
has.
Sheldrick's come out of
Sheldrick's,
nowhere. Who else do you have on the list?
Warner, Blakey,
Warner's
Campbell,
taken a step
McDonald.
back.
So they've all
back.
taken a
But
half
I feel like
step
Warner
back.
was probably
But that's
two
gonna
steps
happen with
further
these
than-
kids, like year
Blakey's,
3 or
no,
4.
Blakey's had some good moments. He's had some pretty.
He's been a good player for a
Yeah,
couple of years.
yeah,
though.
yeah.
But you'd think, for mine, at the end of last year, forecasting this year,
You would have thought that.
you close your eyes and you could see Blakey being named an All-Australian halfback. for
Yes.
Australia.
Yeah.
And nowhere near that.
Errol's going to be all Australian. Isn't he?
Wing.
he's
Yeah,
gonna
lock
be
that
on
in. I
the
think Selby's on him at 20.
Oh, could you
Ooh,
bet to be all Australian? I didn't know you could bet on all Australian.
I'd like to thank Sam Taylor for last year's full-back appearance.
Jeez, didn't we pump that up?
Oh, mate, don't wait. Watch me start to get on the Giant Miss rising star train.
How is that? That it's got to be close.
He
right?
has to be. He has to
If he
be
kicks 40 goals,
the
as a
rising star.
second year
Hold on,
forward.
who are we talking about?
A miss.
What
Yeah,
team?
giant miss.
No, what team are we doing?
It doesn't matter.
Sydney.
I need to get this out there. Giant Miss is this year's rising star.
Who was it? Someone was pumping up Mitch Owens on the last night. So Giant Miss has kicked 10 more goals than him.
Yeah, Mitch Owens.
Owens has played a different
has
role.
a fair bit more.
But it's kind of
Yeah, no, I'm not.
podiums.
There was a
right?
stage there where Mitch Owens was the
Yeah.
number one ranked mid forward in the competition.
He's
Yeah,
very
he's
good.
a
yesterday.
very nice player.
Yeah.
Get him
Four
out of St
goals.
Kilda because that's going to be
That'll work. That'll work.
not a place that thrives as
In-
an entertainer though.
Nah, in a few years that'll work.
Carlton.
I reckon Adam
Being a
Chera.
place is not to thrive.
Probably a bloke that I haven't given the love to over the past. Adam Chera is probably going to go close to winning Carlton's best and fairest, I would have thought.
Yeah, he's been consistent.
you're
all
right.
year
This
for him.
season, I had the stats up if you just chew the fat for a second.
But he hasn't
been
been
very consistent.
But yeah, they haven't had any superstars this year. That's
No,
part
they
of the
haven't.
problem.
But his numbers stand up. And I've just got out of it because I was looking
He's
at
getting
Tom
close to
Hawkins stuff.
he'd probably average 27, 30, wouldn't he?
Easily.
And so he's taken the load when there's been other guys out with injury. They're trying to.
Well, he gets shoved. He's always the first one to get flicked when the names come back, like the
Yeah.
big names. He's always the first to be asked to go elsewhere. So his last little bit of football's gone 39 goal, 30 goal, 33 goal, 33, 30, 31, 27 2, 27 and 2. And there's 2 games in there with 24 and 20. But that over that period of time, and Carlton have been battling and I know following the footy's not an issue for Carlton. Do we think we just overrate all their players one level?
Yeah, I think so.
We
It
spoke about
appears
this
that way.
yesterday. Do
Yeah.
we think we go
But
one level above on
It
them?
appears
But
that way.
some of them are capable of getting there, but they just don't.
Yeah.
Well, and they can't all seemingly do it at the same time.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the other problem.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's a chemistry thing.
Like Harry Mackay could have had a day out yesterday.
Yeah.
And in the end, he kicks 2 goals, 3 and wobbles another one. You're like,
Yeah.
geez, you kicked 6 and you've had a big, big day.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Adam
doesn't happen.
Adam Chera, though, I'm going to give a little tip of the hat to him.
Yeah, no, he's having a very good year.
Just blow up Carlton.
Okay?
Just blow the joint up.
blow it up.
Just blow it up.
I wouldn't want to be offside.
Give
with
it to
Carlton
Tasmania.
supporters.
They get angry. Richmond.
They're pretty passionate.
Marlon Pickett. It's
Oh,
very
yeah,
quiet.
well,
It's very quiet on the weekend. Oh, on the Thursday. Was it Thursday they played? Thursday or Friday? One of those games.
Thursday.
I've always felt this way, and it's one of the things that NRL do that they do it well, is the stand
No
down.
fault stand down policy.
Yeah. He's been charged.
Have they missed any in the NRL where someone has been stood down and
No.
have wasted?
Sure.
No, but that's part of the policy. It's like until it's figured out,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to play.
Yeah, no, I get that. But if you're innocent, you miss 2 years of your career and your livelihood.
Well, generally they don't take some of these don't. But yeah,
But I'm just saying, is there someone that you go, oh well, that's
that's
it's
the
all
flip
well
side
and
of
good
it.
until someone
But
loses their
they
livelihood.
get paid during the stand down, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I would assume you'd have to Players Association.
Yeah,
just
you would
let
have to, yeah.
be walked away. I'm okay with him being paid during this
But
period.
you can't play. It's
I'm
a
not
bit of a
okay with
look.
him playing during this period, and that's as much about potential alleged victims, and it's also about his own space. And some might say that him playing is the best thing for him. Maybe that's the case, but maybe it's also not. I don't know. I don't like the idea of it. It doesn't sit well with me.
Did anyone ask? I don't know if any of the senior AFL exec did any presses or anything over the weekend, but I wonder if that question was asked. Like, how do we feel about a bloke who's got pretty serious charges hanging over his head playing on Thursday night?
So how do you guys feel about it?
I think you shouldn't have played. I think it's the same. You
What
got to
about
stand
you,
your
Zaf?
ground.
But what about the whole innocent until proven guilty stuff?
I get that.
Is a sporting code bigger than the actual way the land's governed?
But that's the thing. If he's still. This is a big existential argument coming in
look
here.
at him.
No, but he's still
Use the word-
getting paid. Like
You know he's going big when he
not
uses the word
playing.
govern.
Yeah, no, I
bloody
get it.
laws of the land and the.
No, I
and
get
the
all that,
barber
but like
and the vibe.
we're not bigger than anyone. So like, yeah, you're not playing. Well, I'm not guilty until someone tells me I am. And now I've missed 20 games of my AFL career, and that could have been life membership. That could have been another year contract.
All right.
That could have been house payments. That could have been anything. I don't know
Okay,
why we
so-
think we're big enough to pull people
All
out
right,
of
so
games.
I'll flip this on you. Let's say
I'm really just putting a case up to argue.
let's
more than
say
anything.
let's say he
I'm
plays.
not passionate about it
Let's
either.
say he plays every game
Yeah.
till now, and let's say
Is it guilty
it's
verdict?
guilty. Does
Yeah.
he then have to? Those
Well, no,
games all get stripped and the money goes back.
No.
It's the same
Well,
thing.
if I have charges, at the moment, I'm still going to work until I'm locked away.
How are they going, by the way?
Well, I didn't do it.
I'm glad the siren went on that one.
Hawthorn. This is a path they picked. I was going to kill him, but you've already killed him. I don't know what do you got here, Zav? Who do you want to wear the number 8 next year? Is Frost still going to run around?
I'll give you. No, this is something I spoke about yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're speaking about West Coast, how they're shit, obviously, but there's no,
yeah.
but there's no waffle to develop kids in.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. Do they blow that up? Or you talk about West Coast?
So yesterday, I followed Josh Ward closely. I think he's going to be a very, very nice player. He got dropped, spent time in the twos, had 38 touches 2 weeks ago,
Yep.
earned his inclusion back in the side, had the most touches on the ground yesterday.
Probably worked on
Had
whatever they told him to work on.
Worked, and they lost. They got smacked in one game. They're generally competitive. They're a pretty good side, Box Hill. Had 38, came back in, had 28 yesterday, the most for Hawthorn, I think it was from the top of my head. But that's his ability to go back and work on what Sam Mitchell wants him to work on and get better and get your confidence up. There's no way in the world you're getting confidence up in Waffle West Coast at the moment.
No.
Because there's no way. You're losing by 200.
That's a big
And
part
that's a
of it.
case for Hawthorn yesterday, is that they have these high draft picks. I think McKenzie was dropped, did I
Yeah,
see?
Mackenzie was dropped.
Dropped, bang, go back to the twos, do it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 week, whatever it is. As soon as you show signs of confidence, development, your body's probably a little bit better than what it was, beaten up wise.
Get back in.
Get back in. And I thought yesterday seeing Josh Ward come back in, played outside wing and then moved through the midfield. Now, I thought that was the perfect case as to why it's important to have a strong state league side, which Box Hill are.
Yeah, no, he's flipping that quickly to West Coast. Do you think they continue with this misfiring second side, or they got to do a merger and just get some bodies around these kids? Not that there's any kids playing there at the moment. They're playing the ones.
Oh, well, you put 15 AFL players back in there, they're probably not losing by 100.
No, but is there still enough around them for these kids to get the development they need playing at that level?
Well, there is if there's 15 to 16. Best case scenario, if West Coast are fully fit and firing, for example, I still don't think they're any good. But maybe Waterman's at full forward, Rotham's at full back. The players that have been around for 6 years, 7 years are there. And if
They don't have to learn the position.
that's their
on
job
best
to.
players in the
Well,
country.
they become a weak sort of assistant coach out in the field that they can help the development as well. So I think they need to keep going. Pulling the pin would just be throwing in the towel. It's horrible at the moment. They just need to get rid of those high risk players off the list who are always injured, and then automatically got 8 more players in the twos playing.
North Melbourne.
I can't do any
Well
more
done.
than that, mate. I've given a deep dive into state league level in Victoria and at the
We
Waffle.
had to have something, mate. That was,
He's really feeling himself today,
is.
isn't he?
He is.
What time
The
is it?
haircut. Is that a fresh haircut or is that like a...
Yeah, that was a Thursday job. North Melbourne, right. So Cherry played in the twos on the weekend, had 26 touches, 30-odd hit-outs. He was picked round one, got injured early. Goldie's 35, been playing. Tactical sub on the weekend I saw. I won't believe this. We're at the Scarborough Sporty. They turned off the Adelaide North game and put on the Canberra Raiders v the Gold Coast Titans.
What? Someone must
Desi
have.
Hasler.
Yeah, no, there was a Canberra Raider fan there, but let's read the room.
Yeah. You
We're
get a
not
canvas.
there watching the Raiders.
I-
I mean,
we're
I'm
not-
a Titans man.
So when we were in the hub, we were staying at this
Tino,
hotel.
Fafita.
and There was a
Give me have a go at Tino's last name.
Skip it.
Yeah.
there was a pub underneath the hotel, and there was a good sports bar. Right, it's a perfect spot for us. So we'd go down there after the end of the day. We'd go down. We're watching. We get to the weekend where you'd want to watch the footy, and you'd go down. They have 12 TVs, and they're all NRL.
Yeah.
Right, and then we'd ask, "Can you just put the Collingwood Geelong game on front?"
Right.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that one in the corner there, and you'd be over near the toilets, like
Yeah,
shoved
no,
on one stand,
but like, I
no
want-
sound.
I want him to have the TV, but there's 3 TVs.
No,
Sky
all of
Racing,
Yeah,
bang, crucial.
yeah, you can't take that off.
Then it was Fremantle Doggies.
Yeah,
You're not
Yep.
going to change that.
Then it was Adelaide North.
Yeah.
And they got changed to Canberra Titans.
But Canberra Titans were on the middle TV, actually. So I had to go from left, skip a TV, races.
I know.
Races, skip a TV,
You know
footy.
what?
Yeah,
It was
eye
bad.
strain.
My eyes, and I've got bung eyes as it
They
is.
actually need a fourth TV. Let's be honest.
No, there's heaps of TVs.
Oh.
There's a big, put him in the corner.
Yeah,
I have no dramas with that.
like I was with
Yeah.
near the toilet.
Unless
Just-
it's Origin and there's a pretty clear Wednesday night. You take every spot.
Sorry, Goldie, 2 weeks' time they play Hawthorn.
I think
Home game, North Melbourne.
Oh.
Could it be the last we
later,
see
Goldie.
Thank you
Goldie
very
in
much.
2 weeks?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you got to make calls with some of
Yep.
these guys, right?
Come at me again. What a point.
Here you go. West Coast Eagles. Let's round it off.
Unbearable. All right. Well, I want to get. We've had a lot of negativity about the West Coast Eagles this year, haven't we? I mean, it's just been a pit
Have
of
we?
despair, one after the other.
Have we?
Yeah, well, we have. And I want to give a shout out to Elijah Hewitt, who yesterday showed some
Loved
moments
it.
which were fun.
Oh, mate, he was off his head when he kicked
Bit
those
of
goals.
spunk. He
Yeah.
loved the goal, running around. He's pumping up the crowd. Look, if you're an Eagles fan right now, green shoots is all you're looking for.
Can we not use green shoots?
Okay, what do you want to see?
Brendan Bolton used to say it every weekend.
Yeah,
Right,
with
it's
Charlton.
driving mad.
They'd get absolutely piled into, railed, and they're like, green shoots. It's like, green shoots?
Okay.
The grass wanted to leave the field. Like, that's how
Well,
bad
what do
they
you
were.
want? Some
What's
soil?
the-
I don't
yeah.
know.
Talent, I don't care.
They got
Just
some, okay, you want
just-
some talent.
No, just no green shoots. Call it anything else. The just think of your own term.
Okay, well, maybe there's a cake and,
What is this?
hasn't been put in the oven yet.
Yeah.
Well, what
okay.
about like
And it's,
starter?
it's starting to run.
Starter for a sourdough. Bit of starter.
It's a
You
starter.
want a bit of starter
What do you
out
want
there
is a
for your
bit of starter
sourdough.
for your sourdough.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'll
there you
take
go.
that.
That'll
And
work.
you just need a little bit.
I'll
You
take-
pop it in the
I'll
oven.
take
It's
that.
going to give it a couple of proofs. And then it's going to
And
rise.
Ruben Jinby, he's such a hipster. I bet he makes his own sourdough.
Great Australian
Yeah.
Bake
He's
Off.
such a hipster.
Have you watched Great
Hey,
Australian
with a
Bake
few
Off?
little sprinkles in it
Excellent
too,
show.
I reckon.
Yeah, a little bit of mold.
Old giggle guts over there.
Moldo. Yeah.
Mate, I'm telling you, Great Australian Bake Off is a top quality show.
Yeah, Great Australian Baked Off. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Nick had a party, a housewarming the other week.
Really?
It seemed Amsterdam. It was crazy. All I wanted, I went to this coffee shop. All I wanted was a
There's
cappuccino.
Bob Marley in the background. What did we talk about? West Coast. Yeah, Elijah Hewitt. I like him. I think he's got
I
some
love the
spunk.
celebration, and even getting the
Yep.
crowd going was funny.
Bit of confidence, and he has that. He has a bit of swagger. Elijah Hewitt. They're going to need that. Some signs from Long, some signs from Marek, and a couple of moments, and looked
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Took
I really
a couple
like
of goals.
Long.
I like that.
That little tipper.
He's clever. He's clever. So yeah, look, there's a lot, obviously, of water to go under the bridge. In fact, there's not even a bridge yet. There's just a lot of water, and they have to build the
flood.
bridge
Yeah.
so they can have the water go under it. They're that far.
And they're inland too.
Yeah.
There's no signs of water.
Correct.
It's a drought.
It's like a mirage.
It's the 08 drought.
yeah. It's-
Jeez.
oh, that would have been tough on the farm. hey,
Tip that
Zave?
to Shuey. Tip that to Shuey.
Oh, bloody good.
Plenty of water where I
I
was.
tell you what, like, can I just quickly say, anyone thinking Luke Shuey doesn't deserve another contract next year? He's probably
yeah, he's
the
the best
only
player.
veteran who does deserve one. He's playing out of his skin. He's leading from the front. He's been their best player in every game he's played, and he almost won them that game yesterday single-handedly.
God, he was good.
He was very good. So if you're clearly not watching the games.
No,
if
there's
you're
a lot of
saying he's
other
done.
veterans you're cutting before you get into Luke Shuey, right?
100%. 100%.
All right, let's do it. Let's finish some careers.
Who are we going to knock off? All right,
Mate, maybe we do that next week. 2 minute warning. We go through who's
just
careers.
finish someone.
We've got to finish someone at every list.
I tried that today. It didn't work.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get on to.
Oh, okay. Kayla's just on fire.
Cowboys.
Too much time in Bali.
All right, who wants to kick us off?
You go, Nick.
Oh, I'll go. Well, last week I had.
Did you write the
Sheldrick in
names down?
one. Yeah, I did
you
last
busted.
week.
Hope he hasn't. Get
I
that
had
little
Sheldrick
notebook.
in the one last week. He's going to slide to number 2 because you can't ignore that ranking. 5
Oh, for
goals,
God's sake.
17 disposals or something. Just unbelievable.
You're going to get a restraining order soon.
He's a mate. He's a very nice player. No, that's not last week's. Hang on, I'll find last week soon. Okay, so you had Errol with Dawson in the number 2.
I can't change that.
please.
I'm not changing that.
Get a bit obscure.
I started with them
No,
being.
mystery
Yeah, those two have been
man.
80% of your.
Started with them
Cowboys.
being obscure.
They were my little bit of sourdough, right? And I've made a,
starter
I've got a
in the
loaf
sourdough.
now.
Jordan Dawson's the captain of a footy club.
He's the best player in the
And
AFL.
Alden, I just said Selby's bloody
He's
got
my
him for
sourdough.
Australian.
He's my little bit of sourdough.
All
All
right.
right, you had a Marty with. I'm assuming that's Dylan Moore in the 2 spot.
Yeah, they're all sacked. In my 2 spot, Tom Hawkins. just
Another 50 goal year for the Hawks. Just rolling him over.
Trying to finish him up. Bloody hell. He'll go past Plugger the way he's going. He's getting better. And who do I want to put in my other spot?
It's the number 1 spot. Who gets it?
I'm going to put in John Noble.
All right.
Oh, a bit of love for Johnny Noble.
We like Johnny Noble.
Now, they're a couple of obscures.
There I promise you next week I'll go more obscure when I've done more research.
Errol with Dawson.
Yeah, you put someone who hasn't
Well, you
played for a
actually
month.
Yeah. All right, this has been the Hardball Gets AFL
Who did you
show.
do?
I started with Rankin and Sheldrick.
Beef Sheldrick.
Yeah.
Big Sheldrick. I love it. He's
Beef Sheldrick.
He's a
We
wicked
actually
young
asked
man.
Errol about him on the weekend.
You asked Errol about him.
Yep. About Sheldrick.
Yep.
And he's so complimentary. Just does what, a good person to have on the team.
When did you talk to Errol?
Triple M.
Were you clocked up? Were you listening?
Oh, because you were on the rub. Right, you're on the rub.
Yep.
Okay.
He's so complimentary. Does what he's told. Works his ass off. Complains. So complimentary can play inside, can play outside. It was good thing to have said about you, like in terms of career.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, well, this has been the Hardball Gets AFL show, proudly brought to you by the Mazda BT50 You Do Ute. See you next time.